Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome here if you are new. Today's video is a combination of what I eat in a week plus how I budget, what I buy at the grocery store, and all of that good stuff surrounding eating well while not breaking the bank in university. I am now a second-year student living in a studio in UBC exchange residence, and I have my own kitchen and I absolutely love it. I get to cook all my own meals. I'm not on a meal plan. I can eat whatever I want. With living in a studio and having my own kitchen, I now have the responsibility of managing how much money I'm spending in a week on food. And not to say that I didn't have that responsibility when I was on a meal plan, but with meal plans, things are kind of calculated for you so that the amount of money you have on your UBC card is enough to pay for your meals in a year. But when it comes to living on your own, buying your own groceries, and cooking your own meals, there's a lot more to it. You have to be mindful of the amount of money you're spending, the types of foods you're buying, the quality of the foods you're buying, how much food you're gonna need in a week, all of that stuff. For this video, I followed what I ate for roughly a week, not exactly to a T, but kind of close. It'll have to do, it's good enough. At the end of the day, what you eat, how much money you spend on food, where you grocery shop, how much time you spend cooking is all gonna depend on your personal values and your personal preference. But in today's video, I just wanna show you some of the things that I choose to eat each week because they are delicious. And I'm gonna share with you just how much I spend on those food items and on average how much that specific meal might cost me. With that all being said, let's just jump right into today's video and let me show you just what I eat in a week and how much money I spend. When it comes to grocery shopping, I usually have about $50 a week to spend on food. Some weeks it's a little bit less than that, and some weeks it's a little bit more. When I go to the store, I automatically pay attention to what's on sale. Not to say that I ignore things at a regular price, because there are some staple food items that I get each week that I really just can't live without. Staple items aside, when it comes to like fresh fruits and vegetables, I usually pay attention to what's on sale because in general, that stuff is kind of pricey. When I go grocery shopping, I'm usually spending about $20-ish on fresh fruits and vegetables that will last me for the week. Sometimes it's more like 25 or 30, because let me tell you, when I say I eat a lot of fresh food, I'm not kidding. I don't eat dairy or meat, so usually half of my budget is spent on fresh fruits and vegetables. The other half of my budget is allotted for non-perishables, dairy alternatives, meat alternatives, things like that, but making sure that I'm choosing to buy things that are on sale rather than just paying full price for whatever is really important in not only saving money, but getting a little bit more value. There are a lot of options when it comes to where you can shop here in Vancouver, whether it's an official grocery store, if you're looking for something that's a little smaller, like a farmer's market or a local shop, anything of the kind, you're more than likely to find it. So I typically shop at either No Frills or at Save On Foods. No Frills is really good in terms of affordability. Everything is as reasonable as it possibly can be, which is something that I really like. And then Save On Foods is pretty reasonable as well. Like I said, I usually opt for the items that are on sale, but Save On Foods is a lot more convenient just because it's in Westbrook Village, which is a 5-minute bus ride from UBC. There are quite a few No Frills here in Vancouver, and a couple of them are actually pretty close. They're probably about a 10 to 15-minute bus ride away, which is not horrible at all. To say the least, you are not deprived of options as to where you can shop here in Vancouver for affordable groceries and a variety of groceries. There are a lot of options as to where you can shop for certain foods, for a variety of general foods, for affordable foods, more expensive foods, specialty stuff, all that good stuff. So I usually eat 5 times a day, 3 meals and 2 snacks, because I am a hungry girl. On average, the amount of money that each meal costs me is probably about $3 to $4. It depends on what I'm making and how much I'm making, but I can make a breakfast, I can make a lunch, and I can make a dinner, each respectively, for about $3. Each day pretty much starts the same. I'm a person of habit and I like meals that are delicious, nutritious, quick, and easy. For breakfast each day, I'm usually good for some rendition of overnight oats and or avocado toast of some kind. Sometimes I simply just go for some good old toast and fruit, whatever floats my boat that day. So each morning I'm usually good for some rendition of oats, and they include about 1/3 cup of oats. I always throw in a scoop of protein powder. There's usually pumpkin seeds, 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds, and then some sort of milk alternative. And this is by far one of the most delicious combinations that I have come to. I thought I liked oats warm, but when I tried this, oh my gosh, it changed me. The oats were so good. You just take dry oats and then you throw in all the ingredients and add milk and give it a good old mix and then top it with some berries and ooh, it's good. Each morning is pretty similar in that sense. I've got a few varieties, one with berries, some with apple and cinnamon, carrot cake oats, oh my god, ooh. Those are very, very good. My morning snack usually comes about an hour and a half after I eat breakfast, and that is usually some combination of a fruit and a nut. Sometimes it's apple and almonds, sometimes it's oranges and walnuts, bananas and almonds. Every now and then it'll be a granola bar and some nuts. My morning snacks typically consist of some sort of fat-based nutrients just because those stick to my gut and keep me full. And then we move to lunch. Lunch usually comes a couple hours after that. When it comes to lunchtime, lunch is usually leftovers. So lunches are pretty easy on that front, and I try my best to make sure that this is a very veggie dense meal. I like my lunches to be very refreshing and light. So that usually means I'm having some sort of salad with a grain of sorts. One of my go-tos is a taco salad of sorts. I usually have some sort of combination of greens, usually spinach, corn, black beans, tomato, peppers. Also throw on some like veggie ground. I'll throw some salsa on, throw quinoa in, one of my favorites. It's so delicious, it's so easy, and then I'll top that off with like a pepper turmeric dressing. I throw it into a container and then I'm good to go for the day. Packing a lunch is definitely one of the best ways to save money because it prevents you from going out and buying a meal. Snacks in the afternoon are typically something a little sweeter, and I don't always pack an afternoon snack, so if I'm out and about studying, this is usually where I'll spend a little bit of money on like a muffin or a cookie. And then comes dinner time. Now dinner time is usually where I'm taking my study break. I am usually good for studying from about 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at which point I will go back to my room and start prepping dinner. I personally really enjoy cooking, so for me, taking the time out of my day to prep my food, to make a meal, to sit down and enjoy it, isn't an inconvenience and something that I consider to be work. Dinner is usually some sort of combination of protein, whole grains, and fresh vegetables. I would say that my go-to dinners include stir-fry vegetables with tofu, some sort of spaghetti pasta situation. I also really like bean burritos. So good. I hope this video gave you guys a bit of an idea of how much food you can buy with $50, as well as some of the types of meals that you can be eating for relatively affordable costs per meal. But I just wanted to take some time to share with you roughly how much money I spent on food and what I eat in a week. I think this is such a huge part of our overall well-being in university, and not everybody necessarily understands how important nutrition is. This is going to look different for everybody, but I just wanted to give you guys an idea and hopefully maybe get you a little bit excited about what's to come living in second year and not having a meal plan. Meal plans definitely get a little bit boring in first year, and as much as I enjoyed having a meal plan and not having to cook, I still ended up making my own food in my dorm. Anyways, that is pretty much it for this video today. So I hope that you guys enjoyed learning a little bit about where to shop, how much money it costs to feed me for a week. As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. If you would like, you can also send me an email. My address is down in the description box below. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions, concerns, heartaches, anything of the sorts. I am always happy to chat. Once again, thank you so much for joining me today, you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye!